Rock stars, baby, yeah! Not too many rock stars left anymore, are there, folks? But you know what they did leave behind? A series of interesting rock star facts for us to deep fact fry. You like facts, boys?
Mm-hmm.
You like juicy facts?
It's a shame, TJ, that we don't have time for me to lambaste you for stealing your brother's idea yet again.
What I steal? How did I steal his idea?
Yet another rock star show curated by Scotty, and here
But
TJ
it was
is
not.
the next fucking day with a rock star
Let me tell you
show.
this. Is it?
Did he pull rock star facts?
I mean, there was a lot of rock star facts in his show.
But did he pull a show exclusively about rock star facts?
I mean, if you argue for it the right way, yeah. I mean, the way he couched those facts might have been different.
Well, then
than
I
you,
guess
but it
I
was-
stole his shit, but he stole my lamest concept, so fuck him, whatever.
I want to answer these charges. TJ has lied about me. He tends to lie about these things. I've never heard of TJ doing a lamest episode. In fact, if you recall the conversation we had about 6 months ago or whatever, we made before you made the first one, I remember the exact date, TJ. I do recall me and you having a conversation. Well, we should do a lamest series. I think I'm going to do it. And you said, that's a great idea, Scotty. I think I'm going to steal it from you. Haha, but it was a joke. And then, of course, ultimately, you just stole it. So,
Whatever. Here we're looking at Fat Elvis, right? Isn't he beautiful?
It's Fat Elvis.
Oh, I'm a fat motherfucker.
Dude, you know what Elvis is thinking about? Elvis, he's high as a kite, and he's thinking about that peanut butter and fried banana sandwich, dude. Where the fuck is it? Was it's like peanut butter?
If you like fried peanut butter,
bacon, deep fried,
bacon on the roll. Yeah. So this is Elvis fact. People criticize stars because they have a bunch of writers on their hit songs, or don't even bother to write their own music. However, this isn't a new thing. In a 1957 interview, Elvis Presley said he can't read music or play guitar. When asked, how do you write music if you don't read it? He replied with, "It's all a big hoax, honey. I never wrote a song in my life." Just cough through my shit, Scotty. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna fucking bitch slap you.
I apologize, DJ. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
I never wrote a song in my life, baby. I get 1/3 of the credit for recording it. It makes me look smarter than I am. I've never even had an idea for a song. Well, just once, maybe.
Is that an actual Elvis?
That's an actual Elvis quote.
Where did he say it?
I don't fucking know. Do you see it in the document?
I have a hard time believing Elvis would say that, dude.
I don't know shit, baby. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't believe this, dude. Fake news. This is a fake episode.
Maybe here's another fucking Elvis fact for you. Elvis was a black belt in karate.
Can't believe this.
Elvis could fight, man. 7th degree black belt. Alice Cooper had met with the star at a hotel he was staying at. And when led into the kitchen, Elvis opened a drawer, pulled out a loaded pistol, telling me to put it to his head. I recognized it straight away, a snub-nosed .32. I didn't know what to do. I had this gun in my hand and was expecting one of the security to come in any second, see me holding a weapon, and shoot me dead. A fraction of a second later, Elvis did a flying kick on the gun and sent it flying before tripping me and pinning me to the ground by my neck, announcing, That's how you stop a man with a gun, baby.
Damn.
That's awesome, dude. That's so fucking cool.
My puny little cock and balls just fell off.
I know, right?
They just withered up from atrophy and lack of fucking proper use and fell off.
They were just like, you ain't using us anyway, son. We're gone.
Let Elvis have a few more.
But moving on from artists who apparently can't play a lick of music, Prince on his debut album actually played all 27 instruments featured on the album. In the album's notes, he's listed as the musician behind all vocals. And just to name a few, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass synth, electric piano, mini moog, I don't even know what the fuck that is, ARP string ensemble, ARP pro soloist, Oberheim 4-voice, drums, slapsticks, bongos, congas, finger cymbals, orchestral bells, hand claps, and finger snaps. So basically any fucking noise you hear on that album is Prince doing something.
I mean, some people are just like that. Some musicians just have that ability. That was like, obviously not to the same degree of fame, but a lot of people in Taylor's family are musicians, and her grandfather, by all accounts, was a piece of shit, but a great musician. So some people just like, but obviously Prince just had an extraordinary ability, just pick up an instrument and play it, and just.
I think it's well established at this point that if you're a great musician, you're allowed to be a piece of shit.
I mean,
or at least that's how it should be.
I don't think you're allowed to be.
I think you're allowed to be whatever.
I mean,
I think you're allowed to be.
I understand why Prince had the ego he did. Don't get me wrong, but you know he wasn't a great guy.
I'm all
he was
for
wonderful.
Like taking the whole.
He was a Jehovah's Witness.
I'm all for taking the whole creative process into your own hands, but like, you gotta trust somebody else with your finger cymbals, and you gotta have at least more than one hand clapping. You know what I mean?
Just layered a bunch of his own hands, like no hand other than mine will be on this album.
You gotta have some different hands clapping. You know what I mean? You gotta give up a little bit of control sometimes, Prince. Come on.
This is gonna be a controversial one for you, Paul, because it concerns Kurt Cobain, and the source is Heavier Than Heaven, which was the Courtney Love book. So I guess we'll preface it with that.
I mean, okay, I've read the book. I'm sure Paul's read it as well.
But this is about Kurt Cobain's potential shit fetish. He found common porn sexist, but was enraptured by deviant porn, the way an anthropologist sought out undiscovered tribes. He was particularly enthralled by magazines depicting what he called shit love, the sexual fetish, more formally called scatophilia. What do you think of that, Paul? Do you think it's Courtney Love shitting on Kurt, or do you think
Kurt had a shit thing? It's definitely Courtney Love trying to paint Kurt like he had some kind of fucking dark side to him that he didn't have.
So you don't think Kurt liked the shit?
No.
I mean, is it possible? Sure, but it has to be more evidence than one book and one source.
Here's evidence that he didn't like shit.
Okay, what is it?
Opiates make you constipated. Why the fuck would Kurt date a junkie if he liked people to shit on him?
Yeah.
Maybe he had a mistress he paid to shit on him, Paul. Maybe like he wanted a particular turd.
Case dismissed.
Oh, damn, TJ's ruled. All right. Well, I feel that's unfair and prejudicial, TJ, but go ahead.
Oh, you wanted to fucking argue that he did have a shit fetish, Scotty?
No, I'm arguing there's a possibility he had a shit fetish. I don't think Paul said anything that precludes that possibility. Now, is it likely? I don't think so.
I mean, if you love shit, why would you date someone who's going to have difficulty shitting?
But you know what? Maybe she took laxatives.
Or take like small, like strained shits and not big, fibrous, full, healthy shit.
That might have been his cheating thing. He might have to get with a woman that, or a dude, I don't know. Maybe that shit all over him.
Here's another Nirvana fact. Nirvana were kicked out of their own album release party after causing a food fight. Chris threw a tamale at Kurt, who proceeded to throw some ranch back, starting the food fight. Eventually, a bouncer had enough and probably not realizing / caring who they were, threw them out of their own release party. Gary Lee Conner of the band Screaming Trees recalled, after this, everyone retreated back to Charles Peterson's downtown loft to continue the party, but Kurt soon set off a fire extinguisher and everyone had to leave. That's when I bailed, so I don't know if there was any more fun that night.
He just wasn't feeling like partying, dude. He was feeling very antisocial that night.
I guess so.
Kurt's desire to fuck with people also extended to their live TV. On their 1992 Video Music Awards appearance, Chris recalls, Kurt wanted to play the tune Rape Me and was adamant about that. The MTV people were upset. We were being asked from all corners not to. I thought we should play something off Nevermind, do the gig and leave. Easy, right? No, Kurt was very stubborn and refused to play another tune. To resolve the song controversy, he said we were going to do Lithium, but we decided among the band to pull a prank and play a few chords of Rape Me at the beginning. There's actually a little footage of the incident here. There's already been like fights and shit backstage about like, don't play Rape Me. You're not going to play that song. Kurt's like adamant he's going to play it. Finally, they agree not to play it. And they get on stage and they start fucking playing it. It's fucking probably freaking out every fucking executive in the building. They even sing the first few lines of that shit. I mean, he still said rape me twice, so I think that they probably...
I think this is his way of saying fuck you. I'm going to play it.
Fuck you, my friend. Yeah, totally. Let's see.
So what I love about Nirvana, dude. So I remember years ago, there was a story about like Nine Inch Nails was going to play the MTV Music Awards, and it was like, oh, we want a picture of the president at the time, George W. Bush in the background, unmolested. They're like, no, and like we're just going to drop it out of the awards. Like Kurt Cobain just straight up lied to their face, like we won't play it. I just love it. Oh yeah, dude.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to say that. I won't do that. Oh, I did. Sorry.
I mean, here's the actual Pink Floyd fact. Sometimes mistakes, fuck-ups, or whatever you want to call them. Scotty likes to call them error, TJ, error.
You're a giant error.
Sometimes they can lead to a positive outcome, Scotty.
Sure, it can happen.
This occurred for David Gilmour, who was a habitual smoker. During the recording of the song Wish You Were Here, he coughed during the intro. They decided to keep it in as they felt it added to the ambiance. However, after hearing the playback, he decided to quit smoking cigarettes. So, yeah, you can hear David Gilmour coughing in there. And apparently that listening to they decided to keep it. So happy for the song. And also David Gilmour, when he heard that's like, I'm not going to smoke anymore. So,
wow.
A lot of positive things came out of that mistake, Scotty.
Oh,
maybe you need to stop being so critical. Eh?
I mean, obviously you're living in a fantasy world, TJ. I don't even know what to say to you. It's like you're delusional or something. You all right?
How am I delusional? Fuck you.
I just had this. Maybe I'm delusional. I think you just told me what to do, TJ. So I don't know. Must be misunderstanding that.
You might have known that Pink Floyd were a band possibly set to be included in the canceled Alejandro Jodorowsky adaptation of Dune, which would have been great, by the way. Best movie never made. However, they also had a chance to have their music in A Clockwork Orange. Kubrick approached the band asking them if music from their album Atom Heart Mother could be used, but the band just declined.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah, like why? That would have been a match made in heaven. I mean, when Stanley Kubrick asks, I mean, like, how do you fucking say no to fucking Stanley Kubrick?
Stanley Kubrick asks, can I have your virgin butthole? Because I need to ream it with a spiked bladed dildo because it's going to make my new movie perfect and you will die in the process. You say, yes, sir, Mr. Kubrick. Would you like me to present said butthole now or at some future date? You don't say no.
Fucking bastards.
Pink Floyd didn't know what they were talking about on that one.
Pink Floyd had a brush with another famous band, the Beatles. Their first album, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, was recorded at Abbey Road in 1967, directly adjacent to the Beatles, who were recording Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band at the same time. Later on, while recording Dark Side of the Moon, Roger Waters managed to record some audio of Paul McCartney answering questions, which they planned to weave into the album, but ultimately scrapped the audio because he was trying to be funny, which wasn't what we wanted at all. So like, no, we don't want that. We want, this is a serious album. No fucking
really
comedy.
Shows you just how foundational Pink Floyd was in rock and roll. I mean, cause it's like, you know, everyone always lists the Beatles and who were right there with them. Pink Floyd.
Dude, Pink Floyd would have been Floyd, the Beatles bitch. If fucking Abbey Road hadn't been goddamn fucking recording the Beatles fucking, god damn it, dude. By the way, I got to confront my friend about that, and he claims it's completely fabricated now.
What'd you confirm about?
About the
His
fucking
whole- the fucking shit. Okay, so yeah, just for a little context for everybody, Paul used to tell us about his friend who said that Nirvana never would have been the top band of the '90s if what was the fucking claim?
It was Gish. So the album Gish, which is the Smashing Pumpkins' first album, was released like not even on the same day, but like the same month as Nevermind. And he claims that had Nevermind not been released, that Smashing Pumpkins would have had the status of Nirvana. And now he walks it back.
Okay.
And says
the version I heard,
that's not what he meant.
Oh, okay.
The version I heard, Paul, was Siamese Dream, but yeah, I mean maybe that's more accurate.
Well, that's one of the things he corrected me on, because he was like, "Well, their first album was Gish," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, my bad."
So Gish then. Yeah. But he said Gish was gonna.
Oh my God! You know what? Siamese Dream. He almost had me. He almost had me with Simon, because that's a good album name. But
let me tell you something.
Come on, it failed because of its fucking name. Gish.
If not for that stupid Nevermind shit, Gish would have fucking ushered in the grunge revolution.
Okay, sure. Whatever.
That's another rock star fact that you didn't know right there, huh, Scotty?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Dude.
Another case of rock stars meeting with Slash and David Bowie. However, not in the way you might think. When he was 8, Slash's mother was a costume designer for David Bowie.
Oh, shit.
My mom started working professionally with David Bowie at first, said Slash, whose mom was a costume designer. I'm pretty sure that's how it started, and then it turned into some sort of mysterious romance that went on for a while after that. I caught them naked once. They had a lot of stuff going on, but my perspective at 8 was limited. Looking back on it, I knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, dude, David Bowie was banging your mom.
David Bowie fucked my mom.
Dude, at least Slash has a cool ass, he walked in on them boning. Like, what the fuck?
How do you get your mom fucked by Bowie and then go on to be one of the biggest rock stars of your own generation? Like, how does that happen twice?
Maybe that was Bowie's price, dude. He's like, look, I gotta bang your mom. You want to be a rock star? Slash? He's like, yeah, Mr. Bowie. Like, all right.
Slash at 8 years old.
Sorry.
Like, Satan, can you give me rock talent? It's like, all right, but David Bowie's got to fuck your mom. That's fine.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, that's right, Slashy. I can do whatever you want. But there is a price. Your little mother.
So David Bowie wasn't just a musical pioneer. He also provided his own ISP. Set up in 1998 for $19.95 a month. You could sign up for BowieNet. You got your own email, 5 megabytes of online storage to create your own personal web page. That was obviously better at the time.
I mean, that's back in the day, it was mostly just like tiny pictures and text, So.
Right. You got access to exclusive Bowie audio and video, bunch of chat rooms that Bowie himself frequented, shareware, and even a multiplayer gaming thing. People who still wanted to keep their old ISP could access it for $5.95 a month. The service was eventually shut down in 2012. In a 1999 interview,
went on until 2012.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm assuming it probably upped some of its storage shit. After,
I would imagine it had.
It had to, right? In 1999 interview talking about the internet, Bowie said, "We're on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying. The actual context and the state of content is going to be so different to anything we can envisage at the moment. The interplay between the user and the provider will be so in simpatico, it's going to crush our ideas of what mediums are all about." I would say that probably was accurate.
I have to agree with him there.
David Bowie, as it seems all famous British people get to eventually do, had a chance to be knighted. However, he declined. When asked why, he said, "I seriously don't know what it's for. I would never have any intention of accepting anything like that. It's not what I spent my life working for." He's like, "I don't give a fuck about being a fucking knight. Fuck you, bitch."
That's lame as fuck.
He was not the only rock star to reject knighthood, by the way. John Lennon is among people who have said no to knighthood. He wrote out a letter explaining his feelings. He said, "Your Majesty, I am returning this in protest against Britain's involvement in the Nigeria Biafra thing, against our support of America and Vietnam, and against cold turkey slipping down the charts with love. John Lennon of Bag."
Okay. That's like
Guess you had to have been there for that fucking one.
that's a very polite but strange refusal.
Dear
sounds
Your
like a
Majesty,
Hobbit.
fuck you.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
Hobbit wrote it.
I know. John Lennon of the bag.
John Lennon of Bag and Share.
Of bag.
It says of bag, yeah.
Of bag. Okay.
Of bag. I don't know what that means. Someone
That's
has to
probably
explain that
like
one
the
to
little
me.
tiny city that he grew up in, like some little like suburb of Liverpool. Let's look it up, dude. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, look at
Bag, England, right?
Is that you think it's actually a place?
Is it,
Let's
no. Is there Bag England?
I'll find out. You can move ahead, TJ.
Okay.
All right. The album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, has a bunch of famous cardboard cutouts on it. Lenny Bruce, Edgar Allan Poe, Karl Marx, just name a few. Ones that were considered but ultimately rejected were Gandhi, Jesus, and Hitler. Lennon wanted to include Hitler to just be a naughty boy. Hitler did actually make it into the background. However, his face was obscured by the band. So you can actually see, I think I have a picture. Yeah, Hitler actually was there, but he was not visible behind the band.
Oh, he's in there, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
he's
totally.
hiding.
So they did put him in there. He just didn't end up on the actual cover because I guess the angle of the shot and how the Beatles were placed. Probably someone consciously was like, okay, yeah, you can have Hitler. Okay. And Paul, you stand right here. You know, John, of course, wasn't the only Beatle that enjoyed messing around. Paul was once deported from Germany for setting fire to a condom.
Huh?
It seems like a fucking overreaction. You got to leave this whole country. You set fire to a condom. He and bandmate Pete Best were in a dark room, so Paul lit the condom for a little bit of light. What? They were accused of trying to set the building on fire, arrested, and spent a few hours in jail. Paul tried to calm the situation by saying, let's get it clear. They weren't used. Well, you know. How do we know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Hey, but
It's like
whatever
just
you got, whatever
whole
you say.
It's a strange story. It seems like the explanation doesn't add up. It's like, I was trying to light the condom so there'd be some light. It's like, what's happening?
All right, dude. You have to leave Germany.
So, of course, one of the most famous aspects of the Beatles, aside from their songs, is their drug use. One of the drugs that helped influence them was everyone's favorite drug, marijuana, cannabis, pot. And who else introduced the band to weed but none other than Mr. Bob Dylan. Dylan had apparently misheard I Can't Hide lyrics of I Want to Hold Your Hand as I Get High, which inspired him to show up to meet the Beatles ready to smoke. When John Lennon told him the correct lyrics, Dylan responded incredulously, and a bevy of joints. And I mean, just like, oh, I misheard. Well, fuck that. Here's some joint. Yeah, everybody smoke. So probably a great example of mishearing something. Like, you know, if someone's going to mishear something, them mishearing it to get you weed is probably a good thing. But speaking of Bob Dylan here, by the way, if you're wondering why, what he's doing right here, he's recording We Are the World. He looks thrilled to be doing it too. Just looks like he's having a grand old time. Bob Dylan was almost dropped from his record label Columbia. John Hammond, VP of the label, had described his singing as the most horrible thing he'd ever heard in his life. However, Johnny Cash said, "Over my dead body." Hammond recalls Cash was behind Dylan every which way. Everybody in the company knew it. Cash made it known he thought Dylan was a giant. There's no higher recommendation possible. He then went on to publish his second album. So the record executive, much like a lot of people, I think, to this very day, heard Bob Dylan singing, was like, what?
Okay.
I can't do it, but you know, it literally is like
John. Yeah, no. All right, he's lost, dude. He's lost, dude. He doesn't know.
Bob Dylan just looks high, and he's like, I guess I'm here.
We are the world.
He cashed the check last night and probably snorted it. And now he's here to fulfill on his contract, but he forgot to study the music last night.
So I just realized it was good to have Johnny Cash in your corner.
By the way, I have an answer for you on this bag thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's actually weirder than I thought, which is why it took me longer to find out. So he wasn't saying where he was from.
Yeah.
Bag was, it's something to do with bagism, which was a satire of prejudice created by John Lennon and Yoko Ono, wherein a person would wear a bag over their whole body so that they couldn't be judged by their appearance. And so in this satirical kind of little pseudo thing that they came up with as part of their peace movement, you would say, instead of saying hello, you would say bag. And so there you go. Another, it's a rock star fact, right? It fits into the goddamn show.
Yeah,
it does. It totally does.
Okay.
I just surprised the answer is so convoluted.
Sometimes it is.
But I guess that's how it goes.
Like Yoko Ono's involved and you're surprised the answer is convoluted.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dude, Keith Richards just looks like a drug.
Moving on from one rock star who's used a few drugs to one who's used every drug under the sun, including ashes. When asked by NME magazine what the strangest thing he tried to snort is, Keith Richards replied, "My father. I snorted my father. He was cremated and I couldn't resist grinding him up with a little bit of blow. My dad would never have cared. He didn't give a shit. It went down pretty well, and I'm still alive."
Wow.
Yeah, that is a fact. Keith Richards somehow is still alive.
Dude,
I
Keith
don't
Richards,
even doubt the story.
He looks like a fucking catcher's mitt that came to life.
I know, right?
I'm Catchy the catcher's mitt. Oh my fucking God, what happened here? Okay, never mind.
It's just a Photoshop. But Keith seems to be addicted to everything ever created that can be snorted, injected, or smoked, except sleep. 9 days without a wink. I fell asleep standing up eventually. I was just putting another cassette back on the shelf, and I was feeling great, and I turned around and fell asleep. I fell against the edge of the speaker, woke up in a pool of blood.
What the fuck?
And that's a question.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it trails off. I guess it trailed off in a question, like, woke up in a pool of blood?
Dude, you know, this, why are his eyeballs on his mouth? Why are his eyeballs where his mouth should be in this picture?
I don't know.
That's a very good question.
I kind of want to fuck Keith Richards' eyeballs now.
You do?
I mean, look at him.
Dude, I'm pretty sure you would get high if you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did that,
high
you'd be like,
do
whoa!
it, so.
Got a few more Keith Richards facts for you. Keith seems to be addicted to everything. Oh, I already read that one. During the Rolling Stones 1972 tour, they stopped in Chicago, where Keith and saxophonist Bobby Keys stopped by the Playboy Mansion, where they proceeded to almost burn it down. They took a bunch of drugs from a doctor, found a bathroom, and started to dive in. Bobby says it's smoky in here, and then a little later there's a thumping at the door, waiters and guys in black suits bringing buckets of water. They get the door open, and we're sitting on the floor, our eyeballs very pinned. I don't know. When staff finally broke down the door and put out the fire, a drugged-up Keith, oblivious to the flames, asked, "How dare you burst in on our private affair?"
What?
I love him.
God.
I want to adopt a Keith Richards.
You busted in our private affair. There's a fucking fire.
I love that he's so fucked up that he's almost gonna burn to death sitting there, but he still has the wherewithal to get mad at a waiter for busting in on his private affair.
Yep.
I mean, it is a private affair.
We got one more Keith Richards fact here. Sometimes inspiration can hit in the weirdest places. One of those places is when you're in bed. Keith Richards says he recorded the riff for I Can't Get No Satisfaction in his sleep. I was asleep. I woke up, and without even knowing it, I pushed play on my little early cassette player, played it, and went back to sleep. Didn't remember a thing about it till I saw the tape had run to the other end. So apparently at some point in the night or day or whenever Keith Richards does finally sleep, he burst awake, played the fucking riffs, back into the fucking sleep, woke up the next morning like, what the fuck is this? And I'm sure drugs were also probably played some kind of role.
You think?
As they do in every fucking
Keith Richards drug
story.
Keith Richards' drug at this point is sobriety. That's like he wants to feel weird. He just is like, I won't do drugs.
Would he even know what that feels like?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know if Keith Richards could return to sobriety at this point.
That'd be his drug at that point, dude.
Has he ever known it?
Yeah, like, would he even recognize that terrain?
Maybe when he was, I don't know, a kid. To think back to when he was a kid, if like like a little young, like 5-year-old.
I don't believe it.
Nah, let's be honest.
He was born with a fucking joint in his hand.
Dude, Keith Richards has always been high. Yeah, you're right. I can't even fucking say otherwise.
He fucking sprinkled cocaine on his mom's nipples before he nursed. Like, that's Keith Richards. Freddie Mercury is another artist known for being eccentric, but in a different way. One of those eccentricities came out when he brought Princess Diana disguised in an army jacket, dark aviator sunglasses, and leather cap to the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, a drag bar. So Princess Diana went to the drag bar, incognito, with Freddie Mercury.
Oh, if you're gonna go to a drag bar with anyone, I mean, he'd be a good choice.
Might as well go with Freddie Mercury. Ozzy is also known for using everything under the sun, including ants. During Motley Crue's 1984 tour, Ozzy tagged along. During a rest stop, they stayed at a resort-style hotel in Florida. While stopped there, Ozzy saw a popsicle stick on the ground with a long trail of ants going on it. And as a member of Motley Crue put it, he got down on his knees and started snorting the ants. Ozzy says he didn't remember the story.
Shocking.
Yeah, I can't believe that. When things were getting dull, Ozzy always tried to spice it up. And with Ozzy being no stranger to dead animals, he decided to find a dead shark and drag it around his hotel room. Tony Iommi said in his book, Iron Man, with drugs, you always get bored. So you must do something to one another. Like Ozzy hauling a shark through a window, dismembering it, and soaking our Roman blood. Well, that's what you gotta do.
On drugs and you're bored. Like, what the fuck are you?
What are you gonna do?
How the fuck did he get a shark?
I don't know. Who cares? He had a shark though.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Wow, this guy. You like this guy, Scotty?
Bring you to your
You officially fascinated me with this guy with the episode we did yesterday, Scotty.
He is an interesting guy.
One of the most controversial members of Guns. I mean, he is the most controversial member of Guns N' Roses, right?
Easily.
Axl Rose and their rhythm guitarist Izzy Stradlin, before the band hit it big, participated in a study where they got paid $10 an hour to smoke cigarettes. Izzy says, one day I'm going through the paper and there's this ad that says smokers needed $10 an hour. So I said, fuck, this seems like easy work. That's all we do anyway. And so he called this place and they said, yeah, come down.
Okay.
He just got paid $10 an hour to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, we need you to smoke cigarettes. You want $10 an hour? Yeah,
I'll be there. You just sit here and smoke cigarettes. Is that cool? Here's $10 an hour. All right.
Where are these jobs nowadays?
Yeah, find you a job like that. Rounding this back to Slash, he was addicted to heroin from 1989 to 1991. So much so, after a heroin and cocaine bender, Slash recalls predators with rubbery-looking dreadlocks chasing after him with machine guns and harpoons. Attempting to escape the creature, Slash punched through a glass door, jumping through it to escape his room. A naked Slash then used a maid as a human shield before running through the hotel lobby and hiding behind a lawnmower.
Yeah, I think we covered this one of the episodes.
Yeah, I think we actually did cover that at one point.
I mean, though, why not tell the story again?
Yeah, it's not going to fucking run out of steam.
No.
So I guess we can end with the story of Slash running from the predators. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time with more Rockstar facts. If you want them, let us know down below.
Deep bad fight. Deep bad fight. Deep bad fight.